Hello there. It's a beautiful day by the sea, and I see so many people, sitting, some are having some picnic, some are just relaxing, and every time I look at the sea, it's always very intriguing to me because I also believe the sea can be really, really deceptive. When you look at the sea, see how beautiful, how lovely it looks. You think you can actually just, as you have a mattress, you can actually just lie down on top of the sea and just be floating. And now the sea is calm because it's a sunny day. But when you come to the same spots on a very windy day, you can't even come this close. You can't even come this close. So, and this brings to mind my experience recently, and it has to do with how looks can be deceptive. Now you see the sea, you wouldn't believe, as you can see, how deep it is, but when you go in, probably a skyscraper can disappear in the midst of it. And that's the same thing I believe we see with humans, that we make decisions daily, we do things on face value, and sometimes at the end of the day, when we do not involve God in whatever decisions we're making, we actually regret it at the end of the day. An example would be what happened recently. I went into a shop. I wanted to get something similar to a sandwich. It's called a chicken wrap. And I met a girl who was behind the bar, Marie. Young girl. She didn't smile. I said, hello, how are you? She barely answered. And I said, okay, this is what I want. And she gave me what I wanted, and she put a price tag of €4.20 on it. And I said, thank you, have a nice day. And I went away. Mind you, she didn't look friendly, she didn't smile. The next day, on the other day, I went to this same shop, and I met, this time there was a gentleman there. He was very, very chatty, very nice, would literally say how are you and all these things. And I asked for the same chicken wrap, the one the other girl who didn't look friendly gave me for €4.20. And with this gentleman, you would think that, oh, with all the smile and all the cheers and all the being nice and friendly, I will get a better deal. But when he gave me the same chicken wrap, I looked at the tag on it. It was €5.20, the same thing. So in my mind, I smiled. I was like €1 difference, the same thing. So the question is that if I'm asked to do business with somebody, do you think I would choose to do business with this friendly guy who was all nice and all chatty and actually ripped me of €1? Or would I rather go for the other young girl who didn't smile, and yet she was kind enough to give me the exact price? Because I think that's actually what the price is, €4.20. But the other guy, even though he was friendly, had exaggerated the price. And I started thinking too that in life, these are the kind of things that people do. Some people, you see, they have choices. They have they want to get married, they have two male or two female different people to choose from, and probably one is a little bit chubby, and she might be nice and respectful and really wife material, or in this situation, if it's a man, might be a guy who's a little bit maybe he's not tall, he's a little bit chubby or whatever it is, but you see that the choices that a lot of people make is always the one that looks prettier, the guy with the six packs, the girl with all nice firm body and all, eloquent speaking and all. But meanwhile, that is why God is different from us, because God looks at the heart, the intent of the heart. And you see unions, marriages, with all the vows made on the weddings and all, and after 3 months you see that they're already thinking of divorcing. Why would that happen? Because most of these choices are just made by physical appearances. You want to look cool, you want a male or a guy or a girl that you can actually go out with, you can present to people, and not the one who can actually stay with you on all weathers. So these are the things that came to mind, that looks can really be deceptive. And if you're one of those people out there who you have let's say you make your mind about maybe multiple options, I think my best advice to you is to seek the face of the Lord, because what you do not see, the Spirit of God sees it. Recently I checked out some names of people who I knew a while ago, people who had the potential of probably being very close to me in terms of relationship back in the days, and I was surprised to see a few of them were no longer alive, as sad as it would be. But just imagine if one is you have a choice to make, and you have all this plan in your life and all, and you pray about it, and God tells you, oh, this one who is cute, who is not as tall as the other one, is the one I have chosen to be with you, that will live with you even till your old age. And that will make a difference though, because if you go with that, you are sure you've heard from the Lord. But when you go with your own mindsets and you say, oh, this one is, she's very eloquent, she has a very good rapport and all, we have all the same height, she's slim and all, and at the end of the day there might be nothing there for you in the future. I'm not talking about issues of one being discriminative now. I'm just talking about knowing what is God's choice for you in life. Now there's something has happened again recently. We're believing a very close one to us. We're believing for a job opportunity, and we had our mind on a specific place we wanted her to work, and we had all the contacts and everything, but for one funny reason, the portal for the application never opened up. We waited even into the new year. It did not happen, it didn't come up. So all of a sudden, where this person was doing a kind of internship, where we're not even looking at anything in that particular company, then one of the big people there, and I said, why don't you apply to get a job here? So this person, who along with us were believing for a different place of work, actually called us and said, this is what the person said about the job, that you should bring in a CV or something like that, for a job offer there. So when I said, okay, just do it, at least we'll keep an eye open on the other portal. When it opens, you apply there, since we know we have the contacts for you to go work there. And guess what? At the end of the day, the CV that was sent out came back not in that particular city. She was told that a director from a different city saw her CV and the exhibition she did, and that she liked it and said they want to give her an employment. And when I said, okay, that portal is not open yet, take this particular employment, then we'll see what happens in the future. But guess what? She resumed that job. Today we are thanking God that was God's choice for her, because at the end of the day, the other company that we're looking at that she wanted to work for, the one that the portal did not open up, they are actually a client to this place where she's working now. So she saw it from the files and we're like, wow, this can only be God. So she was actually in God's will for her without even knowing. And this is what happens every day. So it's still like the same thing, you know. The other place looked like it was the right place. So that's why I said looks can really be deceptive. But anyways, I just wanted to throw this in for today. If you are that person who God is speaking to you to make up a choice about something, please go pray, ask the Lord and say, Lord, this, please choose for me. And you'll be surprised that even in a situation where it is not actually your choice, but in the long term, you are going to be happy and you're going to thank God for his goodness and his mercies over you. So that's my take for today. I wish you a very beautiful day, and I wish you a happy weekend ahead as well. God bless you and stay blessed. Amen.